Get started. Okay,
so when you're ready to come onto your mat, so we're going to start today's class a little bit differently. So just have your feet and knees hip width apart. Some of our usual principles, we're gonna play with those a little bit. I just want you to allow your body to stand how you normally stand. Okay, so we're not going to do the usual setup. Just allow your body to stand how you normally stand, and we're just going to explore the forces of gravity on your spine and on your body. So whilst you stand how you just normally stand, and if you need to, just take a couple of steps and then just bring yourself to rest and feel where you have the most tension, especially in the spine. So for me, I find mine is around just sort of my mid-scapular, mid-shoulder blade level. I definitely feel tension there, and I feel a little bit of tension down through the front of my quads into the front of my knees. But feel where you feel that tension, okay? Now, all I want you to do, without locking the knees out, I just want you to press into the floor with your legs. So engage your quads a little bit and just imagine feel that you're pressing into the floor. Do you find any of the tension in your spine releases a little and you feel less tension in any areas of your spine? Certainly when I press into the floor, that tension in my scapula, mid-scapular, sort of dissipates a little. And then if I stop pushing into the floor, then my spine just slightly collapses a little bit, okay? So do that again. So just keep breathing, push into the floor with those feet. So you're pushing away, pushing your body up against gravity for me. Good, and then relax that off. I'm going to do it sideways. You may not even notice the difference when I do it. So here's me nice and relaxed, and then I'm going to push into the floor with my legs, activate my leg muscles, and almost kind of like I'm pushing my head up to the ceiling, but without lengthening my head and spine. That stays the same. I'm pushing up through gravity. So I feel my thighs switching in on my hamstrings, a bit of my glutes, and then I feel some of that tension released out of my spine. So try to keep that position. So rather than doing shoulders back and stack the spine, just have your natural spinal position, but just press into the floor a little bit. And all I want you to do is just let your arms swing. Just let them swing. And your body may move, that's fine, just let your body move. And I want you to let your arms get as heavy as they can be. Because a lot of the time we use the muscles in our shoulders and neck and we pull upwards. I want you to let those arms go heavy. Really just let the momentum happen, let them swing. You'll notice your core will switch on as your body just rocks forwards and backwards. And just feel how heavy can you make, it's quite hard actually, how heavy can you make your arms and your shoulder blades into your back. Good, now just let them naturally come to a rest, but still feel that heaviness of those arms and press a bit more into the floor through the feet, just a little bit more. Feel how much taller you are without even changing anything else in your posture. If you were then to open your collarbones, so drawing those shoulders slightly back, open those collarbones out and feel space and length through the front of your collarbones. So gently pushing back, still pushing into the floor, still feeling weight through the arms. And then last of all, think about that string out the top of your head. So kind of feel that neck lengthening, just the neck lengthening up. So you're still creating that lovely lengthened spine, but we're pushing against gravity and we've slotted our shoulders down as we've made our arms heavy. Lovely. Okay, so from here, let's roll the chin down to the chest and always feel that force on the back of the neck. Take a breath, breathing out, and let's roll forwards, but only as far as you would as if, say, you were curling up when you were laying down on the floor. That's about as far as I want you to roll, and I want you to feel that pressure on the upper back. Now you're going to feel the muscles stretching, surely, but also imagine this is gravity pushing down on the upper back. And just breathe. Breathe really deeply and wide through the back of the rib cage. Good.
So the arms be heavy and long. Now let's continue to roll down. As we roll down, we're going to bend the knees, bend the ankles, and bring your chest towards your thighs. Now you really want your feet to stay flat on the floor. Chest towards your thighs, relax your head for me. Take a breath. And as you breathe out, focus on pushing into the floor as you roll up. So don't worry about stacking the spine so much, but really push into the floor as you roll up. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing as you come up. Because in order to come up, we need to push down. Do that again, roll the chin to the chest. Feel that pressure on the back of the neck. Then roll forwards, just like you were doing a curl up. And again, feel that pressure through the neck and into the upper back. Good, let the shoulders fall forwards, let the arms go heavy and dangle. Take a nice big deep breath in. Good, breathing out and continue to roll down, but bend the knees, flex the hips, flex the ankles, let the chest come to the thighs, relax the head. Try to keep the feet flat. Good, take a nice big deep breath in. And as you breathe out, I want you to actively push into the floor as we roll up. Push, 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 push into the floor. Stacking that spine up for me. Good.
Oh, that's the first thing I want you to think about is that push. Good, now come to the end of the mat. We're going to do that one more time. So, push into the floor. Arms heavy. Tall through the head. Roll the chin to the chest. Feel that stretch on the back of the neck. Roll into your upper body curl. Feel that pressure through the top of the shoulders and the neck and the head. Let the arms go heavy and long. Breathe in. Breathing out, coming all the way down, bending the knees, flexing knees, hips and ankles, taking the chest to your thighs, relaxing the head. Breathe in through the back of those lungs for me. And as you breathe out, let's reach forwards with those hands. Come onto your toes. Take a breath. Breathing out, take one knee down and then take the other knee down and bring yourself into 4-point kneeling for me. Hands underneath shoulders and knees underneath hips. So take a breath in neutral, so your head is in alignment with your spine, so nice and flat back for me. I want you to think about dropping the chest down and lifting it forwards. So we're not focused on dropping the lower back, we're focused on lifting that chest. Good, gently push the hands into the floor. So as the hands push down, the chest is lifting up and forwards. Breathe in. Now as you breathe out from your tailbone, draw your tailbone around. Good, articulate up through the spine. Let the head fall and rolling up. Now I want you to focus on pushing the back up rather than scrunching these abdominals. Really focus on pushing this part of your spine up against gravity towards the ceiling. Lovely, and then come into a neutral spine, head in alignment for. And again, lift that chest forwards. Lift, 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 lift. Good. And then tailbone, round with the tailbone. Rolling up. Scooping up to those abdominals, but pressing that upper back towards the ceiling. Now, can you press down with your lower leg into the floor at the same time? Feel how much stronger you feel. Breathe in. And then breathe out. Release that pressure into the floor. Lengthen that spine out into neutral. Let's do that one more time. So lift the chest. And there's a point of lifting the chest, you'll notice my lower back dips slightly. However, I'm not letting go completely. I'm still keeping that core engaged as I lift the chest. Good, and then from your tailbone, round through that tailbone. Draw in through the abdominals. Rolling that back and pressing it to the ceiling. Letting the head just release and the neck release. Now press those legs into the mat. Press them down.
Feel that tension, lovely. Breathe in, breathe out, and then release that tension and come into that lovely neutral position. Lovely, take your hands the width of your mat, draw your bottom down for me towards your feet. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, round the spine as if you're trying to press the shoulder blades to the ceiling. And then release away and press the bottom down towards your feet. And again, around the spine, you're going to lift. You can lift a bit more if you want to, as if you're rounding your back of your shoulder blades to the ceiling. And then drop your bottom down towards your feet. Try to keep your hands in the same place if you can. And again, breathe in, breathing out, and round that upper back to the ceiling. You can lift and float your bottom, pressing that upper back, and then release. Draw that bottom down, get length in those arms. Lovely. As close as you can towards your bottom, as long as your knees allow. And then gently let's uncurl. That's a great stretch of the shoulders. Have a nice little roll for me. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to flip ourselves round now in a sitting position. Come with your feet and knees. Come with your feet and knees hip width apart. Let's have feet nice and flat, tall through the spine. And I just want you to cup your knees for me with your hands. So just take your hands around your knees for me, okay? Draw your shoulder blades into your back. Now, when we're in this position, we're pushing our sit bones down into the floor, but at the same time as we push down, we're lengthening our spine up towards the ceiling, which means your hip flexors here at the front here are going to really switch on. We're going to do a couple of exercises here. If your hip flexors are really shouting at you, you can always move the feet away a little. You can always open the knees a little and give these a bit more space if you feel you need to, okay? All right, so hold, just cut those knees. Grow nice and tall for me. Take a breath in. Now, same arm, same leg. Let's start with the right. We slide the leg away and we stretch up. We flex the right foot. We really push up with that hand as much as we can. And we really push that leg away and flex. And then we come back and we hold that knee. All the time, you're holding this core. Now with the left. Slide the left leg and left arm away. Flex the foot. Reach up. Reach, reach, reach. Really keep that length in the spine. Push down through the sit bones. And then slide back. And again, right leg. Breathe out. Flex that foot, reach. And breathe in. If you need extra breath, that's fine. Breathe out, just breathe. I don't mind. Stretching up. So as we do this, a couple more reps, just feel what's happening in your spine. You should feel like a lengthening for the spine. You'll probably feel tension, that's fine. Really stretch the leg away, really flex the foot. Good, keep that length. And back, let's do two more. And again, slide away and reach. Scoop up through those abdominals and back. Last one. Good, make a note of how this feels. Lovely. Now opposite arm, opposite leg. So left leg, right arm. Slide away, reach. And slide back. Then the other side. Slide away, reach. This will feel different. And again, really stretch up, really push away. Activate that quad for me, but drive your sit bones down into the floor. And back. How different this feels in your spine. Good. It's harder for me. And again, slide away. And back. Two more for me. Slide away. Keep that length and back. Last one. Slide away. Lengthen and back. Let those knees go wide, fall forwards, round the back. Oh, well done. Very nice indeed. Excellent. Okay, so coming up, let's come back into that position. As I say, it's going to be a bit tough for the hip flexors. So if you need to take those feet a bit further forwards, that's absolutely fine.
So again, push the sit bones down into the floor for me. Get that length as if you're pushing up against gravity for the top of your head. Arms are going to come up, breathing in all the way up. And as we breathe out, I want you to feel how heavy your shoulder blades are, okay? So I'm not asking you to draw them down. I actually want you to feel how heavy they are. As the hands reach up to the ceiling, let the shoulders drop into your back, but don't collapse, okay? Because this is, obviously, it takes all the strain off, doesn't it? So push yourselves up, drive the sit bones into the floor, and then circle the arms out. Can you feel your hip flexors really having to work hard? Breathing in, coming up. It's going to make you sweat as well. All the way up. Feel the weight of your shoulders, but push your sit bones into the floor, and then do me a big side circle. Try not to let the spine collapse. Breathing in, coming up by the ears. Again, sit bones into the floor. Fingers reach, but we're not letting the shoulders lift. You want them to be heavy into the back and circle. One more for me. Breathing in, arms up. Sit bones drive down into the floor and circle. Let the knees fall out to the side, roll forwards round the spine. Relax that head for me. Really good. Lovely. Good. Okay, so let's bring those feet back here. We're going to hold those knees again. Okay, we're going to draw the shoulders into the back, and we're going to press your sit bones into the floor. Just take a breath in. Breathing out, draw your tailbone under, so into your C curve. I want you to come at arm's length and hold. So I'm actually holding the front of my knees, and that's absolutely fine. Yeah, but you're going to really work on scooping up that belly, breathe in. And as you breathe out, you can even pull, use the arms, they're there for a reason. You can even pull, and then you can stretch all the way up through those sit bones driving into the floor. Breathe in. Breathing out, tuck that tailbone again. Let's get some rounding happening. Pulling that tailbone round. Arms length for me. Good. Hold and breathe. Good. And then round. Pull if you need to. And then come up nice and tall. Lovely. Breathe in. Breathing out, tuck that tailbone. Good. Hold and breathe. Good, and then pull round the spine and push up. One more of those. Breathing in, breathing out and tuck. Round into that spine. Good. Take a breath in. Breathing out, pull. And then all the way up. Lovely. Lengthen the arms and bring your forearms down onto your knees. Good. Take a breath in. Breathing out, tuck. Now we're going to slide those hands to the knees. So until your palms are on the center of your knees, and just gently take your fingers over the top of your kneecaps. Good. Take a breath in. Breathing out, right arm comes up by the ear. Breathing in and place it down. Breathing out, left arm comes up by the ear. Breathing in and place it down. Breathing out, round the spine, come all the way up, grow tall. And again, breathing out, tuck the tailbone round into the upper back, and then hold. Now in this position, we've got forces of gravity coming at us on the diagonal and also straight down from the top of the head here. So that's why we have to really scoop these abdominals up. Take a breath in. Breathing out, now stretch that arm up, but don't let the spine move. And then come down. Breathing out, left arm comes up and then comes down, breathing. Breathing out, rolling forwards. Now stack that spine up. Let's do that one more time. Can we feel this? Breathing. Breathing out and tuck and roll down, bringing the palms to the knees. If you need to just gently bring your fingers down to give you some support, you can. If not, keep your fingers long. Take a breath in. Breathing out, bring that arm up. Don't change the position of the spine. Really pull up those abdominals. And then come down. And again, breathing out, left arm lift up by the ear. And then come down. Is your core working? I hope so. Breathe in. Breathing out, round the spine, sliding up. Come up nice and tall.
Arms underneath, hug those legs and round that spine for me. Fantastic, guys, well done. Okay, let's take your legs long now. So long and relatively close together. I'm just going to place the hands on the knees. You only go as low as you want to go, okay? Take a breath in. As we breathe out, we're going to tuck our tailbone. I don't want you going all the way down. So we're going to tuck our tailbone, bring our hands roughly to the middle of the thighs if you can go that far. Take a breath in. Breathe out. Now press the hands down into the thighs. Because the abdominals have to work harder. Breathe in. Breathe out, release and roll all the way up. Lift the arms by the ears and stretch forwards with a flat back parallel. And then gently come all the way up. Float the hands down to the thighs, grow tall, push your sit bones into the floor. Breathe in. Breathing out now, tuck that tailbone. Take a breath whenever you need to. Roll down with the hands in the middle of the thighs. Breathing in, press the legs down. Breathing out, press the arms down into the legs. Feel the core work harder. This is your opposition. Breathing in. Breathing out, release, rolling forwards. Lift the arms by the ears. Flat back, stretch forwards. Get a little bit longer for me. Good. And rolling all the way up. And float the hands down. Let's do one more for that. Breath in. Breathing out, tuck your tailbone. Roll yourself down. Hands in the middle of the thighs if you can go that low. If not, that's fine. Take a breath in. Breathing out, push the legs down, but also push the hands down against the thighs. Feel that opposition working. Good. And release as you roll up. Lift the arms by the ears and stretch with a flat back. Lovely. And then relax and come all the way up. Lovely, bring those legs back up for me. Very nice. Okay. Yes, that works, isn't it? I can feel that. Okay, let's take our hands. So you can either do one hand in front of the other, or you can lace the fingers together. I don't really mind, it's entirely up to you. So hands behind the head for me. Elbows out nice and wide and press the head into the hands. So come towards me first. So take a breath in. Breathing out, rotate towards me. Now when we rotate, this is quite tricky. Because what can happen when we rotate is this. We start to collapse through the rib cage. And it's quite hard. The forces are quite hard as we rotate. Come back to centre. So feel how that feels. Now go to the left for me. So trying to keep tall and not letting the ribs collapse, the spine collapse. And then come back to centre. So let's add a variation to that now. So take a breath in. Rotate towards me as far as you can go, keeping tall. Now lengthen the opposite leg away to the side that you've twisted. So if you've twisted to the left, lengthen right leg and vice versa. And now keep twisting. It's okay. We can move the hips. We can go further, but we keep tall. Then we come back to centre and we slide that leg in. Let's go the opposite way. So twist first as far as you can go. Then lengthen the opposite leg and then keep twisting. Keep twisting. Keep that length in the spine. And then come all the way back. But push those sit bones into the floor, okay? No collapsing here in the spine. Push yourself up. Breathe in. Twist towards me. Opposite leg, lengthen it away. And then keep going, keep going, keep going. But push yourself up through gravity to the ceiling. And then rotate back. And one more for me. So start that rotation away from me. And then slide that leg away. Breathe. And keep going, keep going, keep going, and push up through the spine. And then rotate all the way back. Keep that length. Good. Then come all the way forwards. Bring your hands onto your feet or ankles and round that spine for me. Nice and round for that spine. Lovely. And then gently uncurl. Oof. Okay, so we're going to come down onto our mat now. So gently bring yourself down. If you want to place a cushion behind your head, and obviously if that works for you better, that's absolutely fine. Now, in this next little step, we are going to do some curl ups. We are going to use these upper abdominals quite a lot, okay? So if you are struggling with it, then do a couple and then rest, let the neck rest, okay? Let's see how you get on. So feet and knees are going to be hip width apart. Arms by your side, shoulder blades into your back for me. Now bring your arms all the way up to point towards the ceiling, either palms facing your knees or palms facing each other, I don't mind. I'm going to go palm facing my knees for this exercise. So you don't need to root the shoulders into the floor, but equally you don't want those shoulders to be away because then we're rounded through the shoulders. So just let the shoulders go heavy into the floor for me. Good, take a breath in. Belly button to spine. Breathing out, you're just going to curl up. So roll the head up, you're going to push those hands up towards the ceiling. Don't let the hands follow you. Come up just to look at the knees, breathe in. Now as you go down, just don't flop to the floor, actually sort of place yourself all the way back down. So perhaps you're a bit longer on the mat from where you started. Don't let the arms follow you. So shoulders rooted to the floor, breathe in. Breathing out, roll yourself up, draw the rib cage down, look at the knees, stretch the arms up to the ceiling. Breathe. Now place the spine, place it longer, further away on your mat. So you're almost trying to lengthen this upper part of the body. Good. And again, 2 more. So heavy through those shoulder blades, breathing in. Breathing out, draw the ribs down first, float the head, push the arms up, ribs are down, looking at those knees for me. Fingertips stretch to the ceiling, breathe in. Breathing out, now as you place down, you're getting longer on the mat. As you place down, so you feel longer here, taller here. And 1 more. So those shoulders are heavy into the floor. Remember to start with the ribs driving down. Make sure the pelvis doesn't tilt towards you. Keep this nice and solid. And then ribs down, float the head, push the hands up. Look at the knees for me. Good, take a breath in. And as you breathe out, place yourself longer onto that mat. Now, you can either leave your head here if your neck is getting tired already, or you can come with me, take a breath in. Breathing out, so coming up, curling up, bringing the arms down here. So you can either be in this situation or you can lay your head down. Now stretch the arms forwards, breathe in, nice 100, breathe in. And breathe out, 2, 3, 4, in 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, in 2, 3. Keep it going, keep pumping. You count your breaths. Watch your pelvis hasn't tilted. Keep your pelvis in neutral. Keep going. Keep your feet on the floor. Press your feet down for me. Don't let them go light. Few more. Last one. And relax, bring the arms over. Take the legs long for me and stretch out. Good, let the ribs go. Really stretch out for that body. Good. Lovely. And then walk those legs back up, bring the arms back over. Great stuff. Okay, so let's take your right hand behind your head and support the head. Left arm is going to go long. So we're going to work on opposing. We're going to use gravity as our opposition. We're going to support our head just to give our head our neck a little bit of a rest. But we're going to still use these abdominal muscles. And I really want you to focus on what's happening with the spine. So take your left arm long by your hip, breathe in. Ribs down, breathe out, curling up, support the head, look at the knees, get the shoulders nice and comfortable here. Reach that arm. Now, watch what's happening here. You do not want to tuck this. This needs to be in neutral. Ribs need to be down. Breathe in. Breathe out by the ear. Breathe in, press. And up. And press. Keep lifted. Up. So as the arm comes by the ear, you don't want the upper body to drop backwards. Lift up by the ear and press. Lift up by the ear and press. And again, up by the ear and press. And up by the ear and press. 2 more. Up by the ear and press. Last one. Up by the ear and press and roll yourself down. Lovely. Take that hand out and then just roll your chin from shoulder to shoulder. So our opposition is, as if the arm comes by the ear, we need to maintain the same spinal lift. Let's try it on the other side. So left hand behind the head, just to give your neck a bit of support. Right hand floating off the floor, take a breath in. Breathing out, ribs down, curling up. Just take the pressure of the head, but use your abdominals. Careful not to tuck that pelvis. Nice and tight in here. Breathe in, lift through that spine. Breathe out and in and out and in. Feel that the spine doesn't lift. You might have to work a little bit harder as the arm comes up by the ear and down. And again, push the feet into the floor. Don't go light through the feet. And again, and lift and down. Lift, last one. Lift and down and relax that head. Cool, take that hand out for me again. Roll your chin from shoulder to shoulder just to loosen off that neck for me. That's really good. Lovely. Just bring those knees in. I just want to give your spine a little bit of a rest. So bring those knees in. Give those knees a nice hug into the chest. I want you just to gently hug and release. Hug and release for me. Hug and release. Good. Lovely. Good. Lovely, and then relax. Okay, our last exercise with the curl up, so feet down for me. Both hands are going to come behind the head, and then we're going to give your neck a rest, I promise. So we're going to look at opposition of pressure into the floor. We're going to use opposition of quad and hamstring. What happens a lot of the time when we're using our leg muscles is our quad becomes over-dominant. Okay, and I know there's a few of you here that will be able to relate with that. So it means our quad works a bit too hard and our hamstring doesn't really want to join the party, it wants to stay in bed. So we're just going to work on that. So take both hands behind the head, elbows wide for me. Take a breath in. Breathing out, ribs down, curling up. Just support that head, but keep those abdominals nicely switched on, pelvis neutral. Breathe in. Right leg, breathe out, slide it away and flex. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, push the leg down into the floor and then slide that leg back. Left leg, slide it away and flex. Breathe in. Have you got this? Breathe out. Push the leg down. Don't just engage the quad muscle. Push down into the floor. Get the hamstring to switch on. Don't let the upper body drop and then release and slide it back. And again, right leg, slide it away and flex. Breathe in. Breathing out, push the leg down into the floor. Don't let the upper body drop when you do that. And release and slide it back up. And again, left leg, slide it away and flex. Breathe in. Breathing out, push the leg down into the floor. Push it down, push it down, push it down. Breathe. And release and slide it back up. Lower your upper body. And relax. Can you feel these upper abdominal muscles? I certainly can. And also, when you're pushing down into the floor, it's really hard just to engage the muscle, but pushing down is obviously quite different. So it's really getting that pressure down and getting those hamstrings to switch on. So again, let's have those feet nice and close to your bottom, hands down by the side of your body for me, shoulder blades into your back. Now, on this next exercise, we're looking at lengthening hamstrings and calf muscles. But at the same point, we're looking at what's happening through the spine. That's really important. Take your right leg long for me. We start with a pointed foot. Now, when we're in this position, we don't want this to fall away, okay? So you're really trying to keep your pelvis in the right position. In fact, actually, before we do that, just bring that leg back up. I just want you to rock on your pelvis. Just rock. So as we go forwards, you feel your back arch. As you rock all the way back, you may feel your back go into the floor, okay? Now, depending on your posture, everyone's slightly different. I want you to go about halfway in between. That's where I need you to be. Then engage the core. Now, don't let the pelvis move. Hands down. Lengthen the left leg away. Point the toe. Again, don't let the pelvis move. So, right leg, it comes up in points. It flexes and goes down in flexion and then points. Up in point, flex, down, point. Up, flex, down, point. So not moving the spine at all as we do this. Gently press the hands into the floor and point. And think about driving the back of the pelvis down into the mat. So keeping the leg as long as you can. Up, flex, down, point. Up, flex, down, point. Keep that core engaged and breathe. One more. Up, flex, down, and hold. Now coming to flexion. This is a bit more on your calf muscles. Flex, point, down, flex, up, point, down, flex. A little bit more on your calf. Again, keep the spine the same. Good. Up in flexion and down in point. Good. Push the other foot into the floor. Keep the hips still. Still as you can. Two more. Up, point, down, flex, up, point, down, flex, and rest. Draw that right knee in. Give a hug. Well done. Something so simple. Okay, let's try the other side. So get the shoulder blades comfortable. Get yourself in that neutral pelvic position. Engage the core. Left leg away. We start in point. Press the hands into the mat. Don't let the spine move. And up, flex, down, point. Up, flex, down, point. Up. Straight leg. Don't let the spine move. There should be very little movement through the head and shoulders. Up, flex. It's quite dynamic. Good. Up, flex. Hold that core. Two more. Up, flex. Up, flex. Hold it there. Start in flexion. Flex up, point, down. Flex up. Oh, I put that on my hamstring and my calf, even more. Up and down, flex up. Now keep that right foot driving into the floor. Don't let it go light. Light pressure with the arms. And up in flexion, down in point. Up, point, down, flex. Up, point, down, two more. Point, down, last one. And down and slide that left leg in. Give that a nice little hug in. Really nice. And then relax. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of work through our roll-ups now. I initially want you to try, this is a variation of a roll-up that most of you should be able to do because we use our legs like a lever. And then we'll go into our traditional roll-ups. So bring both knees into your chest for me. Knees hugging nice and tight. Arms come up by the ears, so stretch those arms away. We take a breath in. You may want to watch me do the first one. We take a breath in, arms stretched by the ears. As I breathe out, arms come over and I curl. I push my legs away, stretch them away and come up. And then I roll my spine all the way down, one vertebra at a time, and slide those legs in. One at a time if you want to. Arms come up by the ears, breathe in. Breathe out, curl, push, and up. And then rolling all the way down, one vertebra at a time as we roll down. If you want to, you can step the legs up and bring the knees up. Let's do two more of these. Arms over, shoulders away from the ears, breathe in. Curling up, push the legs away and roll up. And then tuck and roll all the way down. Good. One more of these, bring the knees in. Arms come over, still using that core though, breathing in, not too much momentum. Breathing out, push, lower the legs. So we're using our legs like a lever. Good, and rolling all the way down. Okay, so now we're going to do our traditional roll up. Excuse me, I'm just going to move a little bit along on my mat. I'm not catching in my mat. So you may need to use your elastic or the belt of your dressing gown around your feet.
I'm going to do a roll up and I'll collect my elastic and I'll just show you. So arms here by your ears, take a breath in. Breathing out, if you can, do a full roll up. Arms come over, round through that spine and rolling all the way up. So I'll just grab my elastic. For those of you who struggle, you're going to take your elastic behind your feet. The closer you hold the elastic to your feet, the more help you are getting. You're going to let the arms go long and roll down. So elastic or a soft belt will be absolutely fine. Your arms don't go up by your ears, obviously, but you tuck your chin to your chest, you reach your arms forwards and then you roll yourself up, okay? So that's if you need a bit of support. If not, arms are coming here and we're tucking and rolling down. And we're trying to place each vertebra on the mat. Trying to keep those heels in contact with the floor. Arms come over, breathe in. Breathing out, rolling up. Let the feet come off the floor a little bit here. That's absolutely fine. Obviously, ideally, we want them to be down. Let's reach forwards after each one with the flat back and arms by the ears, just to get that stretch in the glutes and the lower back, and then come back. And let's do that again. Tuck your tailbone under. Rolling down onto your mat. Arms come over. We'll do 2 more after this. Up and over. Draw the ribs down. Round that spine. I haven't done these for a while. And then coming forwards with the flat back, arms by the ears, reaching forwards. And again, round for the spine and roll it down. Arms come over. Arms come up. If you're doing a full roll up, if not, hold on to your belt or your band. You can still reach forwards though, with a flat back, and let's do 1 more. And tuck. We're going to stay up on this one. It's arms come over, chin to chest, round with the spine, and stretch, and then relax. Lovely. So place your band or your belt to one side, and let's take your feet the width of your mat for me, the width of your mat. So nice and tall for the spine, pushing the sit bones into the floor with your fingertips here between your legs in front of you. We're going to walk forwards. However, just watch me a second. As I walk forwards, you are going to keep your spine long. You're going to go as far as you can with a long spine. So this is my long spine. What I don't want to happen is this. So you need to be lengthening out through the top of your head. You're flexing your feet up to the ceiling, okay? So you're not letting this collapse happen. You're pushing your chest down and lifting your head up. Then we lift the arms up by the ears for me and really stretch away. And then we come all the way up to the ceiling and we circle the arms around the side of our body. Bring the fingertips onto the mat in front of you. Walk your fingers forwards. Breathe, shoulders into back. Straight spine. That's about as far as I can go with a straight spine before I start to collapse. Lift the arms up by the ears and reaching away, but drive your sit bones down into the floor. There's your opposition, and then come all the way up and big circle away. Let's do 1 more. So fingertips onto the floor, grow tall. Walk your fingers forwards. Keep the shoulders into your back. If you can, keep the feet flexed. Now, let's lengthen out through that spine. So we're not here. We're here. Lengthen, lift the arms up by the ears for me. Long spine. Good. Press the sit bones down. Reach out with those arms and then come up and circle all the way down. Have a little roll for the shoulders. Relax the feet. Let the knees move from side to side as well. Would be good. Lovely. Okay. A little bit of a dynamic drive now. A little flex feet for me. Arms up in line with shoulders. Breathing in, breathing out, and push forwards and up, and roll forwards, parallel, flex feet, and up, and again. Now point your toes, and keep the sit bones down, and 1 more, and up, flex those feet again, bring the arms up, lace your fingers together, Let's bring those hands behind the head, take a breath in. Breathing out, rotate to the right. Lengthen the left leg away and come back to centre. There's your opposition. Breathing out, turn to the left, lengthen the left leg away and come to centre. And again, to the right, lengthen left leg away. So I'm pushing that leg long and then come back to centre. And then to the left, lengthening right leg away and come back to centre. Bring the hands all the way up and forwards. Okay, take a breath in. Breathing out, turn towards me, open that arm. Good, keep the shoulder down. So doing like a beginning of a saw, okay? But do not let this happen, okay? Keep the shoulder into the back and then come back to centre with that arm. Now go away from me, open the other arm. Keep the shoulder down. But drive the sit bones into the floor and drive the head up towards the ceiling and then bring that arm back. Do me 2 more of those. So open. Now as you open and drive up, feel the tension in the opposite hip flexor and then come back. And then the other arm open. Good. And then come back. And then we're going to turn that into a saw. So turn towards me and open. Now flip that hand around and reach down to the opposite foot. And then come up and close. Away from me, open first, shoulder down, rotate the hands, and then down towards that foot. And then come up, turn the hand, and back to centre, 2 more. And open, flip that hand round, but keep the shoulder into the back, and down towards that foot. And then come up, and then open, close back. Last one, open, flip the hands, keep tall, drive the sit bones down, and then stretching forwards. And up, flip that hand back, and come back to centre. And relax, bring those legs in. Give your legs a little bit of a shimmy. Well done. Very nice. Okay, come and sit facing me. Have a do time, be good. We're going to do a similar to a mermaid position. However, I want the arch of your right foot to be against your left knee. Now, I'm not worried if your bum doesn't touch the floor, okay? I don't really want you to be in this position though. I do want you to try and lengthen the spine up as much as you can, but if your bum is floating off, that's absolutely fine. If your knees don't allow you to do this, you can do any one of the variations. So here, this is usually the dodgy one, here, or both legs in front if you really need to. But get the arch of that foot for me, just against that left knee, and let's lift those arms up. Lengthen your spine up to the ceiling, and we're going to go to your right side. So coming down to the right, placing the hands, soften the elbow. We're going to do an easy stretch over. Easy stretch over. Just gently pushing the left side of the rib cage towards the ceiling, pressing the arm into the floor. Now bring that arm back so that everything is in alignment. So we're not collapsing into the shoulder, we're stretching away. And we're going to use those oblique muscles to lift as we come all the way up. And again, let's go down. Easy stretch over. And then release, bring the arms in alignment and use your oblique muscles to lift. You're also going to use this hip a little bit as well. One more. Down we go. This is just preparing us for another exercise. Easy stretch over. Stretching those obliques, then bring that arm out. We're going to use the obliques to lift. Just grab hold of that left shin. Let's have a little stretch over the top. Good. And then release. Okay, let's switch over straight to the other side. So again, if you can, if your knees allow you to, you want the arch of the foot just to be just to the side of that knee. You want to keep the spine tall. Again, if you've got your bum off the floor, I'm not too worried about that. But again, try not to be in this position. Just try to grow that spine as tall as you can. So let's go to the left side now. So down to the side, bring the forearm to the floor, an easy stretch over. Stretch the right side of the rib cage away.
Bring the arm down in an alignment. Make sure you've not collapsed with the shoulder. Now stretch that arm away and lift through the obliques. And again, down we go. So we try not to use the left arm too much to help us up. Bring the arm in alignment, stretch away, and then we lift up. Good. And one more. Coming all the way down. Easy stretch over. Coming up. Let's get our alignment. And lift. Grab hold of that right shin. And let's stretch over. Good. Fab. And then release. Okay, so let's turn onto our tummies. Flip yourself over onto your tummies. I want your arms tucked in nice and tight to your body, with your thumbs roughly in line with your chin. Your legs long, you're going to press the legs down into the mat. The closer the arms to go, the harder it is. I would let's go hip width apart. Draw the shoulder blades into your back. And just float your nose for me. So take a breath in. Brace the core and float the arms. Breathe in. As you breathe out, you're going to slowly push the arms forwards. You're going to try and maintain this spinal position as much as you can. If that's as far as you can go, that's fine. See how far you can go. We don't want to collapse. And then we're going to draw the arms back in. And then we're going to place that down. And again, we're going to float the upper body. Breathe in, float the hands. Breathing out. Extend the arms as much as you can. Hold and breathe. Now, as you pull back, press the feet into the floor and really squeeze through the obliques. As we pull in here, I want you to really feel these waist muscles kicking in and then relax it down. And again, watch these feet don't go light. So float, shoulders into back, breathe in, float the hands, taking them forwards for me. Making sure you're not collapsing through this spine, extending them as much as you can without dropping. Breathe in. Good, push those feet down, pull the arms back, draw the shoulders down, get those obliques switching on as you draw those arms back. And let's come down. One more for me. Float the chest, draw the shoulders into the back. Float the hands, breathe in, hold that core, scoot that belly up. Extend those arms, but don't collapse through the spine. Extend them as far as you can. And then pull them back, draw the shoulders, pull in through that waist. Good, feet down into the floor. And then relax. Keep those hands there, breathing in. As you breathe out, lift the head and chest. Keep the hands down, pushing up as far as you can. So now we're thinking about lifting the chest. Rather than scrunching the lower back, we're lifting that chest forwards and upwards. And then slowly coming down. You only go as far as your body allows. Keep the feet on the floor for me. And again, so a little press into the floor, shoulders come down. And focus on lifting the chest up and forwards. Focus on lifting the chest up and forwards. Again, you only go as far as you can. Keep the shoulders down away from the ears, and I'm reaching that chest forwards. And then slowly coming down. Lovely stretch into swan. We'll do one more of those. Oh, your triceps working as well. And again, coming up. So focus on lifting that chest forwards. Good, then you've got that opposition in the lower back. Shoulders down for me. That's great. And then release. And come all the way down. Fantastic. So gently bring the hands a little lower. Press yourself up. Let's have a little stretch back into child's pose. So I want to squeeze one more exercise in here if we can. I think we can. Let's come down onto our forearms, everybody. Good. So elbows underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips for me. Bring your spine into a neutral alignment. So there is my neutral. You see, I have to work on that because for me, this is my relaxed position. So my lower back is now dropped. So I bring myself into my neutral alignment. Good, take a breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to slide the right leg away. We're going to lift it up, squeeze the glutes. And we're trying to get a nice diagonal line. So take a breath in here.
As you breathe out, you are thinking of lifting the chest forwards. Stretch that leg away. There's your opposition. Hold. Now roll up into cat stretch, pushing your spine to the ceiling. Drop that leg down, roll it in, and then come into neutral. Can we do that? Take a breath in. Breathing out, left leg, take it away, hips facing the floor, lift that leg up, use your glute and lift, 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 breathe in. Breathing out, lift that chest forwards. And if you're trying to push the chest between the arms, lift. Now round into that cat. You'll watch that hip doesn't rotate outwards. Lower the leg down, still in cat, sliding in, and then dropping that spine into neutral. One more on each side, breathing in, breathing out, right leg away, lifting up, squeeze the glutes, keep your hips parallel to the floor. Now lift that chest forwards, lift it forwards, breathe and round the spine like a cat. Keep that leg up, stay around as you drop down, so look at your foot, you slide it in, and then you come into neutral. That's nice. One more. Breathe in. Breathing out, left leg, slide it away. Lift it up, squeeze the glute, try to get a diagonal line. And lift that chest forwards. Lift, lift, lift. Good. Now round the spine into cat. Keep that leg up there. Lower that foot down. Slide it in and come into neutral. Good stuff, well done. Tuck your toes under if you can. Walk your hands underneath you. Push your bottom up towards the ceiling and push your heels down into the floor. Arms between those hands for me. Lovely. Now gently walk your hands towards your feet. Bend your ankles, your knees, your hips. Bring your chest to your thighs. Relax your head for me. And breathe. Good. And then gently push into the floor and roll yourself up. Good. Keep pushing into the floor, keep pushing into the floor, keep pushing into the floor. And have a roll of those shoulders at the top. Good. Then come and stand facing me. Take the legs wide, hands on the hips and big circle for me. In one direction, doesn't matter which. And then go the other way, big circle in the other direction. Good. Lovely. And last time, but with the legs wide, I want you to drop the chin to the chest, roll down, feel that pressure. You'll probably feel that now that doesn't feel quite so pressured now. Well, it doesn't for me anyway. And this time I'm going to roll down, let my knees go wide. Sinking into those hips. Take a breath. Pushing into the floor and rolling myself up. Keep pushing into the floor as I come all the way up. Stretch those hands up towards the ceiling. Breathe in. And breathe out. And again, breathing in. And out. And again, breathing in. And out. Well done, everybody. Bring those legs in. Give yourself a little clap.